Hello again. For those who don't know me, I'm Caroline and this is my channel Fibro versus Me. So where am I today? We're on our motorhome on my drive. So my hubby and I have got some plans for the rest of the year, so we thought we'd start on the van and do a little bit of tidying up and making sure it looks okay. So here we are on the drive. So today's topic: pain, my pain and my pain management. So if you'd have seen in my last vlog, I just did a basic overview of who am I and my journey generally about having fibro, ME and chronic fatigue. So there is a lot more to go through, but I just thought one of the main topics is pain management and my journey. So where do I start? Obviously over the years, when you don't understand the condition, I had pain levels going from sort of like 0 when I had nothing the matter, then to 10, which was really frightening. And sometimes when it was bad, I ended up in hospital, and I absolutely hated that. Most of the time the pain was muscle related. This was in the very beginning, and then head related sort of pain, not being able to open my eyes, and sometimes you had this horrible feeling in your chest. So let me go into a bit more detail. So because they kind of like didn't know what was up with me, they didn't really know what to give me, the doctors, and sometimes the pain was so bad in my chest, and when you went in hospital they used to give you an injection in your thigh or your backside, or sometimes you'd have a pessary up your bum to try and relieve the pain and relax yourself so you can get over that. But they prescribed 3,500 cocodamols. I mean, this was years ago, so when they used to do those soluble horrible things, using them big discs, didn't they? So I used to have those, which I absolutely hated. And because the pain sometimes was spiking during one week I was in hospital twice because the pain, we couldn't get the pain under control. So on one occasion I had this pain that started up my backside, and it was continual, and I thought it'll go, but as the night went on it got worse and worse and travelled up my body. I went to bed, and overnight I couldn't sleep because it was that bad. I had no idea what was going on, because it's not normal, is it? It's just not normal. And the morning came, my husband went to work, so it was on 6 to 2, so he'd gone about 5 o'clock, and I thought, I need to get myself downstairs, because what if, because the door was locked. So I went downstairs, unlocked the door, and just stayed where I was until it got that bad, where I rang my mum and dad, said, please can you help me? And when they turned up, they rang for the ambulance and took me to hospital. And then, as I say, I ended up having this injection in my thigh because I was in that much pain. I mean seriously, when you've had kids, you know what pain is. I was in that much pain they couldn't turn me over. So I had to, pethidine, that was right, that's the one I had. And they shoved that in my thigh. And then it kind of like helped massively to relax me. So that is scary when that sort of thing happens, particularly when they're testing you and they bugger all wrong, making it up or whatever, and that just makes you feel crap. So from that point on, they said we need to have continual pain control, and that's when I started my journey on cocodamols and amitriptyline. So I was on 50 milligrams to start with on that one, and they said that it works on pain signals in your brain, even though it's an antidepressant, to ease it. And so that was 20 years ago. So I have been on cocodamol and amitriptyline for 20 years, and sometimes I've been up to 200 milligrams of amitriptyline, and sometimes I've been down to 10 milligrams, which is amazing. But at the minute I'm on 50, and it's really helping. So about 15 years ago, that's when I started with joint pain, wrist, elbow, shoulders. That was a bit of a shock, because I just thought, what the hell is that? And what do I do? Have I got arthritis? And you think, oh, all sorts of rubbish, don't you? Knees, ankles, and then I then started walking funny and dragging my leg. Obviously the pain in itself was weird, because it would come and go. 1 minute I'd have a shooting pain up my finger, and the next minute it'd gone. And then, so anyway, I've managed that, and I've been on Voltarol for years, rubbing it in, because they said that you're not allowed to have any more that sort of pain relief. But in oh, my husband's singing, if you can hear him. Anyway, let me sit down. So you don't want to see the cat up. So in 2019 I started with a new thing where it was pain in my feet, and the pain was a bit weird because it wasn't the normal pain. I could only describe it as pins and needles, and I kept saying, my feet hurt, my feet hurt. And as 2020 went on, it got worse, and then it started in my fingers, so I couldn't feel my fingers. And then if I was like, I'm sat here now and I can feel them pulsating, and because I've just sat down, but when you stand up it feels like you've got pins and needles. But as the time went on, it went up to my knees, and then up to my elbows. So what do you do about that? So I had this test. I don't know if anybody else has had it. It's where you put electrodes on your hands and on your elbow, and then test to see if you've got nerve damage, which came back absolutely fine. So obviously you're normal. Always you're normal. But you're not normal because you're in pain. So I was prescribed pregabalin, and then clonidine, but the clonidine was apparently to help with the menopause as well. So it does two things apparently. And unfortunately it means that I've got pins and needles in my hands and my feet all the time, but it kind of like helps, because it's really difficult sometimes to hold stuff, because you drop stuff, tip stuff out in your hand, and then on your feet it just feels horrible. So this is those tablets have enabled me to be able to continue to walk all right, really. And but obviously when it comes to cutting stuff and that, you've got to really concentrate, and you can't do anything hard. So I do my bit and my husband does the other bit. So yeah, that's what's happening at the moment. So crappy, horrible pain is nothing to laugh about, because it's very tiring, it's very depressing, and it's very upsetting. And when people don't believe you, and I'm sure that there's many of you who have been like that, but when people don't believe you, it's very frustrating. But anyway, so that's my journey. Obviously over the years I've tried other pain managements, but I've even done aromatherapy and all this other stuff, but that's for another time. So what do you do? How do you manage your pain? What do you do? Tell me how you do it. And are you in pain, or is it just tiredness that you have? So I'd really like to know. That's okay. So pop it in the comments, take it from there, and I'd really like to see how you feel, and then we'll just hold hands together and just support each other and see and give advice if necessary. So, but anyway, that's all from me in the motorhome. No, we've got no Velvet and Skylar. They're in the house waiting to go out, as they're always doing, but I'll make sure that they are here for the next one. So as I said, ta-ta for now, and we'll see you. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.